Okay, sports fans. So, hey, this is Mike Garver, and what I'm trying to show you today is how to use the performance analysis part of ExamSoft. So, you go to the website, examsoft.com, you log in, and at the top of it, you'll see performance. You click on the performance link, and then you'll come to an area like this, and you'll put in date range. And so I started at January 4th, before the semester even started, right there. And then you can see there today I put in February 25th, and we got all available courses. And then over here in assessments, I clicked on every assessment. Let's do that. All assessments, but I took off presentation Zen because that's not a part of the exam. So you see quiz 4, quiz 5, all these different quizzes that we've had in class. They're all in ExamSoft. They're all ready to go. And then I hit this button over here, which is run report. And then what it's going to do is it's going to bring up all the categories that I have in. And so, for example, this was class 2, the learning revolution, and this was class 3, teamwork, and this was class 4, what is marketing, and class 5, what is market research. And you'll even have in here two of these tags, you'll also have like individual videos, right? So it could be video 2A, video 2B. And what we're going to do is on all of these kind of categories, we're going to assess how well you're doing. And it tells you how well you're doing, but it also allows you to compare yourself to the entire class average, right? And that's what we really want to look at, right? We want to be beating the class average, and those areas that we're not beating the class average might give us an indication of areas that we need to work on. Okay, so let's go through it. This is a kind of dummy data that I have, but it's based off of a student I had last year. So this actually works out quite well for us. So this first category here is the class 2, the learning revolution. And you see that there were 6 questions on the learning revolution, and the class average on this one wasn't really good at 41%, but this student didn't do very well. They got a 0%. So as I'm looking, so over here you can see the check mark, right? And you can see the colors of yellow being okay and red not being so good and green being really good, right? But this is a definite improvement. So if I was advising this student, I'm like, go back to class 2, the learning revolution. We obviously dropped the ball. We didn't get it right. Okay, so then we come to the third class, which is the teamwork class, right? And we see that we're right at the class average. We got an 80% on this one, and the class got 83, so we're right there with the class. We look at what is marketing, and actually this particular student seems to do really well in the class, what is marketing, right? So if I'm assessing this person's strengths and weaknesses already, I'm saying, well, class 2 was a disaster, class 3 was good, class 4 was excellent, right? Or above average, right? So we see, so where should this study student? Well, I'd go back and put more time into class 2 and just keep on what you're doing with class 3 and class 4, okay? Then we get to class 5, and these were the what is market research, and you can see here that, boy, we dropped the ball. So the class as a whole went right into the green, 86%, and this particular student had a 40%. So now I'm looking at this and say, okay, if I'm going to kind of look at classes, and if we go to the next one, sampling made simple, the average, this was a hard quiz obviously, but if the average was 50, this person got a 0 on it, right? So as I look at the first 5 classes or 8 classes, focus on sampling made simple, focus on what is market research, and focus on the learning revolution, right? And we definitely need work in those areas. Where are we doing well? Class 3 and class 4 right here. Okay. All right, good. So that's kind of how we look at the different classes. Now let's go a little bit more in depth. I actually have Bloom's taxonomy of learning in here as well, right? And you can see that we're struggling kind of up and down the ladder a little bit, but where we're really struggling the most is right here, which is the doing part of this, right? And so if we look at lower level learning here versus higher level learning here, we see that this person struggles more with higher level learning, right? And so specifically, you can see do is a part of higher level. That's where we struggle the most. Whenever we make somebody do something, the student is really struggling. Okay. Now we look and we can see areas where we're doing really good and a little more detail. So video 2B, right? So 2 is from the second class, and video 2B, which was the Learning Revolution, we struggled with that class, and you can see specifically there were 4 questions from video 2B. This person didn't get it. Hey, guess what? Go back and watch your video 2B again, right? Let's look at this one right here. We had a competition on what is marketing. This student rocked like the marketing competition stuff. So this person's strength is clearly in this what is marketing class, right? As we come to the competition on what is market research, there's 4 questions here, and the class average was pretty good at 84. This person's not doing good at this. So, and what was that? If you go back through your notes, what is market research? This was like, do I use qualitative or quantitative? And we didn't do good on those. Great, but we're guided. I hope what you guys see is that now we can guide our study habits and where we'd work at. All right. Let me look at some other ones down here. So here's another one too. The thing that we have down here too is I get down here and we have the type of question. So we have the fill in the blank. We got the multiple choice, true, false, false, multiple choice where we have multiple correct, and we have calculations. And this person does really well whenever there's multiple choice questions. This person would be right at this class average at you will. And then we go to the fill in the blank though. Look at that, right? Whenever we have fill in the blank, we bomb, right? And so what this tells me is that, we're not writing our notes over, right? If this student was in talking to me, I'd say, write your notes over. That's how you really know if you know it or not, right? And then here's the other one too, right? So calculations. If we go back, we remember that this person did not do good in the sampling class, right? And we didn't do well in the doing part of it and in the calculation. So we could kind of go back in time and say, what were the calculations in the sampling class or the doing part of it? Well, it was response rate and how many people do we need to invite. So this person would be, I'd go back and look at this stuff. Okay, this is one of those areas where you can help guide your studying to see where you're strong, to see where you're weak and need improvement or spend more time. You can also get the PDF right here. So if you wanted to download a PDF copy, it's not as pretty, but it gives you all of the same data and it can help guide where you need to go. So is this why I got ExamSoft? Yeah, actually it is. It's one of the main reasons is that so hopefully students can use this information to guide their studying and to do better at it. So, all right, my friends, good luck studying for the exam. If you've got any questions about how to do this or what you're seeing the data, contact me. I'll try to help out as best I can. Have a great weekend.